In this video, we're going to cover integration by using partial fraction decomposition. So I just want to review how we do partial fraction decomposition. You did this in pre-calculus. It's basically a way to separate a fraction to what it was before it was added together. So for example, let's say I had 3x minus 8 over x squared minus 4x minus 5. So this was 3x minus 8 over, so it factors to x minus 5, and then x plus 1. So what you're trying to do here is to come up with the fractions that were before it got added together. So if you were to add these two fractions together, you would say the common denominator is both of them. And then when you go to add them, you take this number here, you times it by the x plus 1. You take this number here, you times it by the x minus 5. You distribute, combine, and you get the 3x minus 8. So we're trying to work backwards to what it was before, okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to integrate, because we can't integrate this function right now the way that it is. If there was an integral sign here, like that, we would not be able to do it. Of course, you would try a u sub, but it doesn't work. So when you get those factors on the bottom, when the degree of the bottom is greater than the top, we're looking at partial fraction, okay? When the top is greater than the bottom, we use long division. Just make a little note of that. But again, I'm trying to break it down to what it was before it got added together. So what you're going to do, you're going to factor it. So for each factor, you need a fraction. So I'm going to do A and B. And I'm just going to work this through as though I was adding it, okay? So really what happens, and I don't necessarily show all of this when I integrate, but in terms of equivalent statements here, this is what we have on the left. Technically on the right, you should do it like this. But again, this is, honestly, it's usually a multiple choice on the AP exam, so it's really not that big of a deal. But if I wanted to add these two fractions together, the A would get the x plus 1, and then the B would get the x minus 5, right? Then you would combine. Think about what you do when you add fractions. You would distribute, add it together, and get that. So what we're trying to do is figure out the value of A and B so that happens. So at this point, you could just drop out your denominators because they're equal. So we get 3x minus 8, A x plus 1, and then B x minus 5. So we're going to solve this out for A and B. So what you can do is you can pick arbitrary values for x. So you're going to pick the zeros. So if I let x equal negative 1, that takes out the A. I'm going to plug negative 1 in here. We get negative 11. Plug the negative 1 here. You get negative 6b. So b is equal to 11 over 6. Then we're going to do that all over again. So now I want to solve for the A. So I'm going to let x equal to 5. That knocks out that. So 5 would be 15 minus 8, which is 7, equals 6a. So 7, 6 equals a. And then all I need to do is come back up to here, put 7 over 6, and I can put 11 over 6. So if you wanted to verify or justify this to yourself, go ahead and add these two fractions. Get your common denominator, combine them, and see what you get. You're going to see that you get the 3x minus 8. All right, so here we go. So partial fraction decomposition is going to help us to integrate, because to integrate something like this would be so basic, right? It's just ln of x minus 3, ln of x minus 2. So for this one, we're going to break it up to its factors. So x minus 2, x minus 3. For each factor, you want a fraction. So it's going to be a over x minus 2, and then b over x minus 3. I would get my common denominator. So this would get x minus 2. So this gets an x minus 2. And then this one gets the x minus 3. And this one gets an x minus 3. Okay, so now we could actually drop out the denominators because they're equal. So So we're going to get 1 equals ax minus 3 and bx minus 2. Now I'm going to go ahead and pick values. I'm going to let x be equal to 3. So if x is 3, I'm going to get 1 equals b. And then I'm going to let x equal to 2. Cancels this out. I get negative 1 for a. So a equals negative 1. And then all I'm going to do is plug back in. So I'm going to do b first. So we're going to get 1 over x minus 3 minus 1 over x minus 2. So we're integrating. So this would become this. This would become that. And now we just integrate each part. So we're going to get ln of x minus 3. And then minus ln of x minus 2 plus c. All right, next one, I'm going to factor out an x, and we're going to get x plus 3, x minus 3. So x plus 3, x minus 3. So this is what we call non-repeating linear factors. So linear is a line, or we could say x to the first power, okay? So this one has 3 factors, so I need 3 fractions. So it's going to be, so I'm going to skip a little here. This technically is probably not the most accurate way to do it, but it's going to look something like this. So it's going to be a over x, and then b over x plus 3, and then plus c over x minus 3. I mean, technically these are not equivalent statements, but we're going to get 5x minus 1. So the a is going to get the x plus 3, x minus 3. The b is going to get the x and the x minus 3, and then the c gets the x and the x plus 3. All right, so we pick our values. I'm going to start with 0. 0 wipes out the b and the c. So if x is 0, I'm going to solve for a, and we get a is 1 over 9. Then I'm going to let x be equal to 3, which would knock out the a and the b, which allows me to solve for c, which is 7 over 9. And then let x equal negative 3, which gives me b, which is negative 8/9. All right, so here we go. I'm going to integrate. I'm going to get 1/9, the integral of 1 over x dx. That's the first one. Minus 8/9, the integral of 1 over x plus 3. And then plus 7/9, the integral of 1 over x minus 3 dx. All right, so we're going to get 1/9 ln of x minus 8/9 ln of x plus 3, and then 7/9 ln of x minus 3 plus c. All right, so here we have repeated factors. So if you were to factor this, you're going to get x plus 1, x plus 1. So you get x plus 1, x plus 1. So they're all linear factors, x to the first power, and the x plus 1 is repeated. So whenever that happens, we have to, again, for each factor, you need a fraction. So it's going to be a over x plus b over x plus 1 plus c over x plus 1, which is what most people think, but that's not correct. Because if we were to add this together, and I said get a common denominator, the common denominator would only be x and then x plus 1. But we need it to be x plus 1 squared. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with the x plus 1, and then you're going to raise it up by a power. So you're going to kind of work your way up. So now, because you need a fraction for each one, but we definitely need to work our way up to x plus 1 squared. So now I'm going to set this up as 5x squared plus 20x plus 6. So the a is going to get both the x plus 1s. The b is going to get the x, and then an x plus 1, and then the c just gets an x. So I'm going to start with let x be 0, which wipes out the b and the c. I could solve for a. You get a is equal to 6. If I let x be negative 1, That wipes out the a and the b. I could solve for c. So now you'll see, because we have a repeated factor here, picking -1 again isn't going to help us, right? We need to pick something else. So whenever this happens, you're going to pick a random value for x. Obviously, you want to pick something small. So 1, -1, or 0. So I'm going to pick 1 because we haven't used 1 yet. So if I let x be 1, I plug in for all the x's. So I'm plugging in here, here, there, there, and there. Okay, now we're solving for b. I'm going to plug in for a. I'm going to plug in for c. You'll see that the only variable left is the b. So that will allow us to solve for b, which is -1. All right, so we're going to get 6, the integral of 1 over x dx, minus the integral of 1 over x plus 1 dx, and then plus 9, the integral of 1 over x plus 1 dx. Okay, so now we've got 6 ln of x minus ln of x plus 1. Now this is not ln, so be careful here. So if you have to integrate 1 over x plus 1 squared dx, you're going to do it as a u sub. So u is equal to x plus 1, so du is dx. So this becomes 1 over u squared du, which is the integral of u to the -2 du. So to do this, we're going to raise it up by 1, divide by the new power. So it becomes u to the bottom, and I could just put the -1 there. So with that being said, I'm just going to assume I just did that, right? So it's -9, and this will be over u, which is x plus 1. So x plus 1 plus c. So be careful with the repeated factor. Okay, that's not going to be an ln, it's going to be a u sub. And then for this one, I'm going to group it, take out x squared, you get x plus 1. Take out a -1, you get x plus 1. So we're going to get x squared minus 1, x plus 1. So again, we're going to get a repeated factor here. We're going to get x plus 1 squared and then x minus 1. So I'm going to start with a over x minus 1 plus b over x plus 1 and then plus c over x plus 1 squared. So we've got 2x squared plus 3x plus 7. So I've got a x plus 1, and then it's going to be plus b. We'll get x plus 1, x minus 1. And then the c just gets the x minus 1. So I'm going to start again with x equals 1. We want to start with the zeros, so x equals 1. I'm going to solve it. I solve for a. I get a is equal to 3. I'm going to let x be -1. So I'm just picking the zeros. Okay, I've got -1 and 1. C is equal to -3. And then you can pick anything else for x. In this case, I'm going to let it be 0, which gives me b, which is -1. So we're going to integrate. We get 3 over x minus 1. Then minus integral of 1 over x plus 1. And then 3 over x plus 1 squared dx. So again, same case as before. We're going to have ln, and then a u sub at the end here. So I've got 3 ln of x minus 1 minus ln of x plus 1, and then let me do this off to the side. So u is x plus 1, so du is dx. So it's integral of 3 over u squared du. So it's the integral of 3u to the -2 du, 3u to the -1 over -1, which is -3 over u, which is -3 over x plus 1. All right, so the double negative makes this become positive, and then 3 over x plus 1 plus c.